Now, if you're still trying to qualify for a spot on TV's The Newlywed Game, well, that show ended years ago. But you may still be seeking the perfect answers to the question, why are you still single? And so, here they are. So, who doesn't want their own happily ever after? Each one of us tries different methods to fulfill this dream. You may go on dates until you find the one, get married, if you're sure you want to spend your life with them, and ultimately build a family together by having kids. This used to be the norm, but times have changed. More and more people want to stay single for life, and they have their own version of happily ever after. What is the reason behind this dramatic cultural shift? Well, this happens even though we currently live in an interconnected world where you can meet the love of your life through social media or online dating sites. Brightside will help you unravel this bizarre yet prevalent phenomenon, the rise of singledom. But first, make sure you click subscribe and turn on notifications. Now you'll never miss anything important from the bright side of life. So let's start by finding out how many of all the single ladies and men there are. According to a 2017 survey by Pew Research Center, 42% of American adults are without a spouse or partner. That's an increase from 39% a decade ago. In 1960, 1 in 10 American adults had never been married. Fast forward to 2014, and 1 in 4 adults in the U.S. don't want to get hitched. The median age for first marriage budged too. During the 1960s, the age was 20 for women and 23 for men. In 2017, the age went up to 27.4 for women and 29.5 for men. It seems many adults are taking their sweet time to tie the knot. And this trend is not only observed in the U.S. In 2015, Interpress Service reported that out of the 2 billion households worldwide, 15% or 300 million are one-person households. The highest rates were found in European countries, such as Denmark, Finland, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Austria, Switzerland, France, Italy, and the Netherlands. Well, that would make sense in the Netherlands. Everyone wants to go Dutch. Now, the percentage of one-person households worldwide may sound small to you. However, let's look at just one country, Denmark, for example. More than 40% of this country's citizens are one-person households. That's up from around 10% in 1960. This brings us back to our previous question. Why are so many of today's adults still single? There are many factors to consider, and we're going to tackle them one by one in this video. One of these factors, which is backed by science, is an indicator of whether a person will remain single for the rest of their lives. In the 1970s, marriage played an important role in society. It was a time when men were raised to be the provider of the family. Women were trained by their mothers to be the homemaker. But in a 2012 Pew Research Center survey, society's mentality has shifted. 46% of people said that society would be better off if marriage and children were a priority. On the other hand, 50% agreed that it's better if people have priorities other than marriage and children. The connection between economic circumstances and the qualities that single adults seek in a potential spouse could be the reason behind the popularity of individualism. In the same Pew Research Center survey, the first quality unmarried women look for in a potential spouse is whether they have a steady job. For unmarried men, the most important quality is someone who shares their ideas about raising children. They say one of the keys to a successful relationship is the ability to compromise, but that isn't the case here. The deal breaker is the ratio between employed men and women. In adults aged 25 to 34, there are 91 employed men for every 100 women. This is a significant drop from 139 employed men for every 100 women back in 1960. Another factor is how we're raised by our parents, particularly the type of attachment style we're exposed to. If you grew up in a loving and supporting family, it would be easy for you to develop trust and not shy away from being in a relationship. On the contrary, If your parents were overprotective or inattentive, you might avoid intimacy for fear of being rejected. Eric Kleinenberg, the author of Going Solo: The Extraordinary Rise and Surprising Appeal of Living Alone, said, "One big issue is people today are really looking for their soulmate, and they're not going to compromise." Yeah, as cheesy as it sounds, finding true love may well be one of the reasons why single people remain in the Lonely Hearts Club. Yet some individuals aren't overly interested in searching for the one. Who? Surprisingly, it's unmarried women. Relationship expert Tai Tashiro explains that women are more independent than ever before. The 21st century is the era of career women who don't need a spouse for financial support. These are women with degrees and stable jobs. Another factor to look into is personality type. Are you familiar with the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types? They might be the reason why some people remain single. For example, ENTJ people have impossibly high standards when searching for a partner. INTJ folks tend to overanalyze things, even social interactions. Unmarried singles searching for a partner might find some clarity if they use the Myers-Briggs test to understand their own personality and that of any potential partners. It could also be something serious and psychological. The fear of failing or not living up to someone else's expectations can be paralyzing. The fear of competition is also extremely powerful. As we discussed earlier in the video, the ratio of single men to single women is uneven, so competition is fierce. However, single people might ultimately back away if someone else is interested in the person they like. Your willingness to find a partner can also wither as you get older, because you might adopt to the negative mentality that no one will be interested in you because of your age. Or perhaps you're a nitpicker and have unrealistic standards when searching for a partner. We'll now reveal the reason that some people may stay single permanently. It could all be because of a person's DNA, and that, dear viewers, is irrefutable. If you're born with the singleton gene, then your chances of escaping singlehood are 0. Ouch. In other words, you're destined to be single forever. Scientists from Peking University in Beijing discovered a gene called 5-HTA1, and it has different versions, the G version and the C version. Those with the G version have the singleton gene. Whether a person is single by choice, because of their genes, or if they're simply still searching for their soulmate, the stigma against single life still prevails at times. Some view these people as self-centered and less secure. Others are concerned that they will live a life of loneliness and sadness. However, this assumption is completely false. Even though they're cooped up in their kingdom of isolation, the cold or loneliness never bothered them anyway. But why? Studies have shown that singles socialize more with their friends and neighbors than married people. They are closer to their siblings and parents. Single people are active in social service organizations and like to volunteer a lot. This is in direct contrast to married couples who become more insular. Moreover, the myth that marriage boosts self-esteem and improves health has been debunked. It can increase someone's self-esteem if, and only if, the relationship is well-functioning, stable, and lasts more than a year. And it doesn't mean better health either, according to several studies. One of the studies found out that married women are more likely to gain weight and drink more than single women. In addition, being single enhances personal growth, autonomy, and self-determination. Some studies have also shown that single people might live longer. In the past, life expectancy was about 40 years. However, thanks to the advancement of modern technology and medicine, everyone is now living longer, single and married. Singlehood is the new norm, and this trend looks to have steady growth in the years to come. So, if your relationship status is single but not ready to mingle, you can rejoice because you're definitely not alone. So, did this video shed light on the mysteries of the single nation? Hit the thumbs up button. Can you point out any other reasons why some people choose to be single? Are you going to a reunion with your family, classmates, or friends? Better share this video to avoid being bombarded with, "Hey, why are you still single?" questions. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join us on the bright side of life.